All right. Check one, check two. This is it. Welcome to the Cannabis Coffee Hour with your host, me, Rob Cantrell, coming to you live and direct. I'm outside in the elements on a rooftop, still in New York. I'm on Fire Island, which is wild, and we will be firing up some good ganja here, some herb out. I got some great herb, but it's late in the day. It's like 5 p.m. It's the end of August, and I'm sipping a glass coffee cup of an Arnold Palmer. I got a great lemonade. We got lemonade and iced tea. One of my favorites. One of my favorite go-tos. I love coffee. I love iced coffee. I love seltzer water. But I also like tea. As a guy that grew up in Virginia, I grew up on sweet tea and tea all the time. Iced tea. I always liked iced tea. I always liked sweet tea. But if I haven't had sweet tea in a while and I have some sweet tea, I can really taste it. Like if you go to Bojangles down south and you have a sweet tea, it's got some serious sugar. But this is lemonade, and I made my own. I went to the store here, and I made my own Arnold Palmer. I got some good pure leaf. This is pure leaf lemon. It's naturally brewed tea. This is straight like tea. It literally looks like just like brown water, pure leaf, like the most organic. But on the flip side, I got the most sugary fake lemonade. I got Calypso, Taste of the Islands, original lemonade, shake well, real lemon bits. But this thing has 53 grams of sugar, 106. Dude, this thing is all sugar, 7% juice. I love when you get like the fruit juices and they're like, oh, this is 100% juice, this is organic, and then you're like, made of kind of real juice, 7 to 0.3% kind of real juice. You know, the rest is straight up super chemicals. But sometimes those super chemicals taste good. But what that is a good hybrid in between both worlds. You know, I never going pure, like organic, like all day, every day. You know, you lose a little bit of fun. So let's take a little sip of this Arnold Palmer. I think this is episode 186, which is amazing. That it's flowing and going. I just love doing this podcast. I love sipping on an Arnold Palmer. I love seeing it grow with the audience. I see people coming up to me. People give me shout outs. You know, I went hard during the pandemic during this thing, so I haven't been on the road hardcore. I've been auditioning. I had to audition for like a drama movie this week. So I'm doing like a lot of auditions, like taping myself. They're called self-tape auditions. And that kind of like shot up during the pandemic. And I know a lot of actors hated it. And I wasn't never a theater kid or acting dude. I always did stand-up, but it ended up working out for me. I just set up my thing. I sucked at them in the beginning, but then I started nailing a few, and now I'm getting more and more. So that's exciting. But I've been leaning into this podcast during the pandemic and haven't been touring stand-up as much, but I am preparing material. I'm doing, a lot of like bar rooms, indie rooms in Brooklyn. I got one coming up this Sunday at this place in Ridgewood, Queens, which is like the new hipster neighborhood. It always moves around a little bit every 5 years or so. But I'm doing a show at sundown, and that should be good. I don't know if you're in Brooklyn or Queens, look it up. It's a free show, but I'm just going to be going up with a notebook full of ideas and trying to push it through as we start to come out of this monkeypox funk hole that has been going down. But yeah, I'm in I'm in Fire Island. This is a place I've been going to like during the pandemic. This is the one place that I escaped to. I think I remember doing a podcast I think I've done a couple podcasts from here. You know, whenever I'm traveling, if I'm doing a family vacation or doing stand-up, I still like to, you know, check in and do this podcast. And always try to, you know, once a week, check in with the freaks. Once a weekend, you got to check in with the freaks, man. You got to puff out. I got some great herb. It's called Cakewalk. Cakewalk, it's a good hybrid. Highly recommended if you come across a strain called Cakewalk. It's right in the middle, 50-50. I've had zero problems with it. It never lets me down. It's good to go. But Fire Island's a trippy place because you can get here from Brooklyn. You go to Long Island, you drive there, but it's another island that's next to Long Island in New York. And it's, you know, there's a movie called Fire Island that just came out, and a couple comedians that, you know, that I know that are in that film, gay comedians. It's a very old school. This was like the gay art community of the 70s and 80s and 90s of New York, kind of the upper echelon of gay New York art. But then you also have Long Island in here. So it's like you got this blue collar New York beach gay vibe going on. But the part that I'm in, you're not allowed to have cars. So it's like all these walkways with live deer everywhere, and you just drive beach cruisers. And as you know, I just always wanted a beach cruiser. I mean, if I blow up on one of these movies or something, I can make some money. I would definitely look into trying to buy a place out here. But renting out here is good. I got to get my head out of, like, you know, the super money. I mean, I want the super money. But at the same time, time is, you know, you only have this moment here. So that's why the Airbnb life isn't that bad. If you could just get up a couple notches and knock out, you know, a couple weekends here and there, you could rock out. Because I got a great pad, Rockstar pad, for the, you know, 5 days. And it's not that bad, and Airbnb it up, and I got I'm on the roof in a patio. My family's gone. They've gone to go visit friends. So I just wanted to come up here and have a Arnold Palmer and huff a little bit of Cakewalk and talk to you. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do a mixture. I love that mixture of iced tea and lemonade. They're both good. Iced tea and lemonade are both good. But sometimes when you're with lemonade, you're like, damn, this shit is too sweet. And then sometimes you're with iced tea and you're like, oh fuck, man, this shit is bland as hell. But then bammo, they get together at the party, come together. You got a brand new concoction that's a little bit of sweet and a little bit of mellow. That's right in the middle, baby. And that's what I've always tried to go for, is like right in the middle. Extremes, you know, with politics and drugs or drinking, you know, ease it back. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just all about growing older, and you like kind of spaz out in your younger years, and then you kind of slow down. And I have to say, I love getting older. I'm figuring it out. I mean, I know eventually it's gonna end and things fall apart, but I do, you know, watch my diet. You know, I'm into doing that, but I still fuck around. And like, I made some hamburgers the other day, I got some good chuck. I got some great red. I haven't had red meat in like 9 months, but I got some really good chuck for this vacation. Like, chuck is a type of hamburger. It's like the best hamburger. It's like it's like the good shit. And I made that, but then I made some taco meat with it. You know, those taco packets, those spicy taco packets for family night, those are 99 cents at the grocery store. But if you get some really good chuck, this is what I did. I had the really good chuck left over. Like I had 2 pre-made hamburgers, but it was like prime burger meat. And I just fried that up in the pan with some olive oil. No, Pam. I have to say it was Pam. But Pam is canola oil, which is actually really good oil. So I fried that up, and then I put it, chopped up like a half a whole onion, and I fried it with the hamburger meat after I drained out the fat. So it was just like this prime hamburger meat, drained out the fat, hit it with like a half an onion chopped to almost like just like grains of sand. And then I smothered it in there, and that kind of grilled out the meat a little bit more. And then I took it, just one of those I don't know, it's not Del Taco, but it's like, whatever the family taco night shit is, the envelope. I took an envelope, put it on that, hit it with some water, and man, it just slammed. I made the best soft meat tacos that I've had, and I haven't had them in a while. And it didn't fuck me up that bad, because I think the meat was good, and I was just mindful. So I think I'm going to have red meat like now and then. But I am tonight. The family's out, so I got a little left over, so I'm going to make a quesadilla with that tonight. The thing about these vacation spots, I love going out to eat and all this shit. But when you start going to these vacation spots, you have to, saving your meal, if you want to ball out, and spend $90 on lunch every day, that's cool. But a lot of it's just like figuring out your meals. And we brought some good chickens, brought some good hamburger, and cooking out. Been cooking out. It's got a nice gas grill, easy to clean. Kaboom! Didn't even have to hook up the gas. It turns right on. I'm outside. All this all this patio life. I'm a city dude, man. I've been grinding out in San Francisco and LA and New York since 99. And before that, I lived in the city. So I never really had the suburb, like, backyard, full-on grill. I like the grill. That's what I'm just saying, is like, I've always liked the good Weber charcoal, but I do like these new gas ones that are so clean and mean that you could just turn it on. There is something about cooking meat outside there's something beautiful about it, even if you're not eating it. Not even meat, just like, I don't know, fire and food outside. Fire on Fire Island. But yeah, Fire Island is known as like techno disco. There's definitely some raves going on, but not this. There's different sections. But this section's like cool. But there's like drunk party 20-year-olds wandering around here and there. But it's not as like debaucherous as I lived in Nag's Head one summer. But I was 21 years old, and that was debaucherous, but also in the best way. And I had a bunch of good friends, but it wasn't that vibe. It wasn't like the party, just what is it? What am I trying to spring break type of vibe, which I never really was on that much. Like I like beach, but I don't like a lot of people. I like this. This is like, I like a good beach cruiser. I like nature. I love hearing the waves. I've been waking up in the morning and sneaking up here in this patio like at 5:30 and watching the sunrise. And I draw. And I got a pad and I've been drawing birds. I've been drawing funky birds and doing some graffiti lettering and watching the sunrise and smoking some cakewalk. Life is good. Let's try some of this cakewalk. The weird thing is there's not that many dispensaries. There's no dispensaries. I looked on weed maps out here. You got to take you got to take another boat to get here. Like, it's really kind of hard to get here, but easy to get here. But once you're here, it's like, there's like deer walking around. It's a trip, man. I'm having a good time now. It's the end of the summer. It's the last, I can't believe it's becoming the last week of August. I was so ready for this summer. That winter was just way too long. The COVID was just wearing me down the last 2 years. Just being right in New York, it was just like brutal. Not brutal, it's just, it's just like we're all dealing with it. But it just feels so much better as things opening up. I have been going into stores without my mask on. I've been feeling bad about it. But at the same time, I've been healthy and I haven't caught it, and I've been taking vitamins, I've been washing my hands, all that. And I'm just outside in beach land, so it's not like all it is a sea breeze all day. But the last 2 times I was here, I always wore masks and I would hide out, like, back in the day when everybody was like living in a bubble. But this was like the first place. I remember getting picked up by the Uber to come here, and it was a big deal because he was completely sealed off. We had like face masks on and mouths on. I remember it was that first year, and we were in New York, and I think we already gone through like the first year, and it was our first time like breaking out for the summer. But yeah, it's been super chill, and I've been riding my bike. I tried to get a trike. They have trikes here. I'm a big fan of the trike. I love the 3-wheel bicycle, the large. I'm trying to think. It's almost like those little kid tricycles. Yeah, it's a tricycle. It's an adult tricycle. Is a trike. There's a lot of adult tricycles here, and I love them with the big ass basket. I want to put a boom box in that big ass basket and just pump beats and smoke J's and walk and drive around my trike. But I tried to rent a trike, and my kid, I won't talk about my family. My family was too embarrassed. They wouldn't let me rent a trike. But I got a dope ass blue beach cruiser. 0 gears, just the pedals worked great. The thing about the beach cruiser, it's more about leaning back. Like there's 0 gears with the beach cruiser. And the more you like set back on a beach cruiser, the more you could power with your knees, and you could just haul ass. So yeah, I was hauling ass all around here on this great beach cruiser. Clean, mean, brand new. He was like, oh, this is brand new. You're going to love this. It was only like $35 a day. Which is kind of rough, but it is what it's not that bad. But I rented this dope ass beach cruiser, and you pull it right up to my little Airbnb joint, and I've just been cruising around, drinking smoothies, smoking one hitters, coloring, and doing drawings, hanging with the fam, sending in auditions, doing podcasts, checking out. The weird thing is it's so free here. There's like wild deer walking around. There was like 5 does in this place where I go to get a smoothie, and there's like 5 does there. It was crazy. And female deer. They didn't have the antlers. And then the other ones, I came deer down here, and there was ones with the antlers, but they have fur. When the fur is on the antler, that's the young buck. It's just trippy to see nature. And then there's like cats here, but it's like alley cats, but it's just like they're house cats. But all the house cats, there's not that many. It's still small, and it's like old, so it still has that feeling like grandma's house. Like, oh, that cat's not leaving that yard. Like that cat just knows that it's not even going to leave that yard. It's probably never left that yard, but it's just walking around in the walkway. And that's how it is, But the last time I was here, I remember watching this amazing Tom Petty concert on one of those not cheesy, but it was like, I'm trying to think, it's a cable station. And I think I did some stand-up on there. I forget which one it was, but they were showing a free concert, or it was like maybe some sponsorship. But it was Tom Petty's I forget where it was, but it was one of his last ones. But man, it reminds me, Tom Petty reminds me of beach type of, there's definitely a kind of Florida, you got a Long Island vibe here. So there's definitely a little Florida. Just the kind of that beach area, funnel cake, let's just go have a margarita type of vibe. You get a little bit of it all, like the beach type of cat, like all sunburned, some type of party tea, drinking Bloody Mary or a beer. There's all these like little bars down here with porches outside that look so dope. Like look like the perfect place to go get shit faced in the middle of the day. And there's just these cats that do that, man. And I have done that. I did spend a summer going up to Dewey Beach right after college in DC. And that's a cool spot. And that was like a college spot. And I rented a house with some friends and went up there a bunch. And yeah, that was like, drink at all the little bars and eat shrimp and stuff like that. Yeah, there's like just a lot of people eating shrimp and drinking beer, getting shit-faced. It's fun to get shit-faced at these little bars. But I don't drink anymore. I just love getting, it's also, I love being around the beach, being around the ocean. The ocean just calls me when I'm around it. Mother Ocean. Today, it just called me. It's right there. It's literally like a block. It's like you just walk there. And I just go swim right into the ocean. And the water was clean. Last 3 days have been perfect. Not to like brag about my vacation. I don't want to be that. And I definitely also want to have a little bit of privacy. But I will just say, in terms of like, I don't want to blast out where I'm at all the time. But I do love the ocean. I can hear it right now. I could also hear planes going to JFK. But I could also hear, which I don't mind, but I hear the Mother Ocean just like, oh man, it was blown out. The waves were huge, but it was like violently crashing and weird and scary. This morning it was great. Yesterday it was good. Far out there was some waves. People do surf out here, man. I really would love to get back into surfing. I went swimming in the waves, boogie boarding. And it's such a workout. Like the first day I was here, I was boogie boarding. I was just taking fat naps. I took just the fattest nap in the middle of the day because all I did was ride bikes and then boogie board. And I hadn't been that active in a while. In New York, you brag about doing a walk and some push-ups. Here, I was like, that's the thing about being outside, man. You do activate your body better. I would love to surf more. I mean, stand-up took so much discipline, and I'm not the best athlete. I got size and whatever, but I was never super coordinated. Like, I was never a good basketball player. I could wrestle. I was decent at that, but that, I guess I would work hard at shit. But, living out in the outdoors, like, you just get acclimated to just getting out. I just have friends that are into fly fishing now. I got friends that are into, skiing, hiking, surfing's a big one. And today I saw one of those kite boarders. No, like he had a big, huge kite that he was surfing on. He had a surfboard. And then it was, dude, I saw him line the whole thing up. I was like, what is that a regular kite? I saw some dude had a kite of just a shark, which was cool, traditional. But then this dude had one of those like surfing like kite board joints. And he was going out and he went out to the ocean. I saw him go out there and I saw him kite boarding out in the ocean, man. And the wind must have been like, I remember standing at the ocean. It was just like a wind tunnel. Like my hair was just going, like just by standing there, by being out on the ocean, man, trying to surf and with a parachute, that was insane. He must have been going like 100 miles per hour. He was going so fast, like he's jumping the waves and shit. Like that's next level, that windsurfing. To be able to go, just the setup looks like such a pain in the ass, but with a lot of things, like if the setup's a pain in the ass, but maybe, just maybe, it might be just worth it, because some of those waves he's catching, and talk about a rad experience. is getting pushed by the wind and surfing the ocean. That's literally walking on water. Or, there's I guess there's a lot of ways to walk on water. Surfing's like the number one way. And then I've been seeing, those jet propulsion, like vacation, Cancun, where you can it's like from the X-Men, the Octagon dude, and he has the jets on his feet, like the levitation on the water. But I think it's just air, like it's super jet air, and it shoots on the ocean, and they levitate. Yeah, man, that's insane. I don't know if I ever want to do that. I don't know. I'd rather just try to surf on a longboard. Just a nice, juicy, fat, semi-soft longboard, easy break, right on the beach. Was seeing them out there. I got this. My boogie board's nice and soft. I've been getting, I'm no pro surfer. I do love swimming in the ocean, but I got tweaked today. Like, it's a little it was blown out, so it was like a little kind of crazy. So I was swimming all over the place, and then I kind of tweaked my shoulder, like crashing through a wave or whatever, or getting smashed by a wave, more like it. Just getting older, I'm like, I didn't stretch, and then I just went into because it's like super athletic. When you're dealing with the ocean, it is like you gotta be in athlete mode, because it wears you down. Like the activity, you don't think it's that much, but swimming or treading water, just swimming in the ocean will wear you down. I've been worn down by the ocean. I'm all sunburnt. But in a good way. I did pace it out this time. I did layer it up. After all these years, I think I figured it out. I told you one time I got so sunburned I had to stay indoors for 3 days, man. I went to Jamaica and got high, and I didn't wear suntan lotion on my shins, right where the bone meets the skin right there. And I must have been sitting right on the pool, or at an angle where it was super reflecting, because it just bubbled up the next day. It got so sunburned. It was insane. But back to, the last time I hear, I see Tom Petty. I've been hearing, there's a cover band in the distance. This place, a little bar, it's called Sooners. I think this dude's playing Sublime in the background. Yeah, he is. I must have manifested this beach bum vibe, because I'm definitely living somewhat of a beach bum vibe for the last few days. But I'm getting shit done. I'm recording a podcast, smoking some cakewalk. I sent in an audition. I sent a couple emails. I have been fiending to get off my phone while I'm here. Like I didn't take my phone or my wallet when I went to the beach today. That's hardcore. When you don't have your phone or your wallet in 2022 in New York, that's like walking around naked, man. And I went into the ocean. That's insane. That's wild. Life is wild, man. Life is wild, and it trips me out. Not to sound hacky, but long, strange trip it has been. I don't even like to think about the old times now, because I have so many old times where I'm like, man, I just got to live in this moment, because this moment's pretty dope. Because it all kind of builds up. But you can also respect, everything. I respect and love everything that I've done and went through and experienced that have led to this moment here, now and again. End of August. Fire Island, smoking a little cakewalk. Hear a cover band playing Sublime in the background. Talk about Tom Petty, bruh. Yeah, I love Tom Petty. I've been listening a lot more Tom Petty. Like Tom Petty's always in there. I mean, American Girl, even though it's in that murder, what's that flick? Tom Petty, American Girl's amazing song. It's the best song. One of his best songs. But Don't Back Down is another one. What's that? Time to Move On. He has got this is a good beat cut on Tom Petty. Look up Time to Move On. Time to move on. Time to get going. Time to move on. Because there's nothing else to do but to keep going. And I've been I have been talking a lot of Grateful Dead, but I have been listening on Sirius XM. I've been pumping a lot of the Grateful Dead channel. They got a great Grateful Dead channel. I've been listening to the song The Wheel, which is a studio song by Jerry Garcia. But I can't stop listening to that thing. I listened to it a couple times this morning, a couple times this afternoon. The lyrics are really great, and then the steel guitar is just so amazing on that. It's just really spacey. But like I said with music, it was like I get obsessed with stuff, and then I look back and I'm like, geez, man, it's just like I don't even like that anymore. But it's just, I think it's vibes, temperatures, what you need. Like I do like a chill vibe. And that's what the Grateful Dead is sometimes, It's definitely, it can calm your nerves, but it's also, hectic and weird, and sometimes you're not in the mood for it. I think all music, all art, is timing, It's timing on, when it hits, how it hits. That was a great hit. I just definitely am having a blast having a Arnold Palmer in the afternoon, late afternoon. Some people would get into dinner. I got some tacos I'm going to make a little bit later. I'm not worried. I got to take it a little easy. I've been eating so, you just get to these places and you're grabbing ice creams, you're grabbing funnel cakes, you're grabbing Doritos. There's always a bag of chips. So I'm just not that hungry. I've just been macking and snacking. Having some of this. Arnold Palmer and Cakewalk strain with my Jeep lighter. It's a good day. It's a good afternoon. It's a good vibe. I'm going to drink some more water. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to go up to Magic Mountain. Drink a little water. That's a good tune. Check out Magic Mountain by, I think it's War Eric Burton. Shout out, and then my man Dogface, the dude that I met at that great Cannabis festival that I just did, that he was in the new Reservation Dogs. It's a TV show, and I saw it. It was great, man. It was awesome. It's amazing. It was just so fun. That's what I've been watching. I guess I've been watching a little bit of Reservation Dogs, TV-wise, and then I've been watching, a lot of Grateful Dead on YouTube. And what other shows? Only Murders in the Building. I watched the last one. That I've been watching. I've been checking in on that. I haven't watched the whole thing, but it's always great, and the jokes are always good. That's a great show. I enjoyed watching that. What's the other ones that I've been checking out? I got a couple on the radar. But as I said, I'm in full on fucking TiVo mode, man. I'm chilling out on Fire Island, going swimming, riding my bike, doing a couple podcasts just for you and me. And I just want to say thank you. Like and subscribe, and call your mother, and be nice to your mother. Be nice to the earth. Well, I shouldn't even. I need to do all that. That's what I need to do. So that's what I'm going to do. But thanks for checking in, and peace, one love.